Oh my god, 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 it's a stream! It's happening. I haven't streamed Pristontale in 4 fucking months. Oh god. Let's do this. Not to mention, I just straight up haven't streamed in 1 month. Oh, it's just too much shit going on in life. I love streaming, but boy, these last like 6 months or so have been the last thing on my mind, let me tell you. But things are doing better. Maybe I can get back into this. Maybe. We'll see. I'm making 0 promises. But my god, would it be nice to actually use all the streaming gear I bought. So, anyway, probably want to watch the game, huh? Make sure my buttons still work. What's up, everybody? Alright, so, what are we doing this evening? I am leveling my Mac. 1 second, I gotta lower some volume here. You know, I say it every time. I say it a lot. But the most complicated part of streaming is not like the video capture. It's not like setting up the mic. It's the audio levels from the things you're using. Like the game you're playing, the music thing that you got playing, like adjusting all the levels so that they're all perfect is just the biggest pain in the ass. And I think the reason it's such a big pain in the ass is there really isn't a good, like, specific software for it. There's a lot of, like, software that you can use to serve one part of the purpose, but there's no, like, overarching software. At least there's nothing that I've found. I'm sure on the professional end, of course there's something. So that's what, like, the big streamers use, but I'm not gonna buy a, like, an XLR setup thing. I'm not going down that route. Yeah. If I do super well at streaming, then yeah, but I don't ever expect to do that, so I'm not gonna go down that path. But anyway, I think my voice is a little loud. Let me turn myself down a little bit. There we go. But yeah, anyway, audio levels, they're always the biggest pain in the ass. But let's play some PT. 1 second, actually. We're gonna use some chill music tonight. Got a nice little 3-hour playlist here. Just gonna listen to that. We're gonna shoot some things with an Automech. I'm gonna loudly drink water on stream. Gonna annoy everybody. 1 more second. Get that set up. All right. Let's go. So, what am I doing tonight? We are, like I said, leveling the Automech. So, I started the season last week. I started with a mage. I got a mage up to level 69. Nice. And I liked it. It was really powerful. Like, from that aspect, I loved it. But it became the thing that I always expected it would become. With mage, is I just didn't enjoy using the skills. Like, I've never played mage before. I'd always avoided it because I always kind of felt like I wasn't going to enjoy it. And I tried hard. I played quite a bit, but it just kind of dawned on me like the second day in a row where I was like, yeah, I really don't want to play this season. It dawned on me, I'm like, oh, well, I don't want to play because I just don't want to play mage. So like, well, fuck that. I'm just gonna make a new character then. And I was in a party in Greedy Lake. Like, boy, what was it? It was when my mage was like 67, 68, somewhere around there. And I was partied up with this Automech. I think it was Humble Mech God. And he was just dominating. He was doing so well. Just, like, it's so funny because your instinct, especially with Pristontale, is to think, oh, 1v1? That's a terrible idea. Who would ever want to do that? AoE is going to be so much better. But with the way things work these days, that's not necessarily the case. Like, okay, right now what I'm doing, playing alone, single target, yeah, this isn't very good. I will fully admit that. But if you've got a party going, where you've got other people doing a lot of AoE damage, that Automech, that single target, can be so important for taking out the big dudes like this King Hoppy, and keeping the whole spawn rotating I absolutely love that role, and I actually switched my mage over to that kind of a build, where I was just kind of the killer of those dudes, right? And just keeping the spawn going, killing the range dudes. And I did it in DS, and I loved it. So when I saw the Automech was just hitting so hard, especially with Electric Overload, now that it got a buff, I am like really excited to try this. So that's the long story reason why I decided to make an Automech. And actually, this character is going to be my first, like, 100% Automech. In the past, when I've made mechs on this server, I've had Automechs, but I've never leveled up as an Automech. The only time I've ever leveled up as an Automech was back in the original EPT. I leveled up an Automech from level 1 all the way to mid 7x, I think. Until a long story happened and I no longer had access to the character. But yeah, I decided I was going to see what the experience was like playing Automech the whole time. Like, I know that I could switch over to like a Spark-based build right now, and I would be leveling so much faster. But I just don't want to. And also, I mean, I've played so much. I played so much of this game at this point, like, I don't necessarily need to go fast. So, I just want to play. So, if soloing with an Automech is the thing, I mean, I'm just gonna do it. It's fun. It's not everybody's thing. Definitely. Automech is a very, It's so funny, is... What I like to think about Automech is it's incredibly simple on the surface, but there's so many little actions you can take to try to up your efficiency because it's so simple. And I think it's things that a lot of us PT players know, especially people who play a lot of range characters. And it's just like the whole, like, pulling off monsters. Like, I think a big one is predicting their death, right? Because with Pristontale, it can take so long for the server to react to when you actually have killed a monster that you might hit it 2 or 3 extra times that you don't technically need to hit it. So what you have to do is you have to kind of get a feel for the map, right? And how many hits does it actually take to kill these mobs? And you're not always perfect, because, you know, sometimes you'll hit a low damage roll on one of your shots, or you'll I don't know, miss and you don't catch it. Or like right there, see, I pulled off and the muffin still had 1 shot. But it's those little things, right? Where you're just kind of like shifting around. Oh wait, why did I come to this map? I just realized. I was gonna do Battlefield. Whatever. I don't actually have solo questies. This is actually a bad idea. Maybe I can party up with my clanmates here. But yeah. Anyway, it's those little optimizations that you can make with an Automech to make it still work. That's what I love. Is that a... No, it's synthetic. Okay. I thought that was spike armor. I was like, what the fuck? There's not supposed to be spike armor in this map. Oh, I'll see if my clanmates are coming back, and then I'll maybe party them. If they're not coming back, then I'm gonna head to Battlefield like I was actually intending tonight. I don't know what it is about Automech. I mean, I guess it's nostalgia. Like, the gameplay just feels... It shouldn't be as fun as it is. It just feels so basic on the surface. I don't know why, I just love it so much. Okay, let's see. Am I close to finishing? Alright, I got 10 muffins left. I'm gonna kill these 10 muffins, and then we're gonna go back to Battlefield. We're gonna do the grinding there instead. was really debating on what kind of music to play tonight, and I'm second guessing myself now on the more chill selection. I'll give it a go for a little bit longer. Switch it if I have to. One thing I've definitely noticed about... I don't know if it's just this season, if it was last season also. I don't really remember if it was last season. But, if you don't kite well enough, like, you can die so fast. Like, if you don't pay attention for a little bit of time, and you get, like, 3 or 4 monsters on you, you will just sink in health, especially depending on what kind of monster it is. Like, if it's, like, a couple vampiric bats, I mean, if let's say I have, like, 3 vampiric bats spawn on me at once, I'll die. I will definitely die. I can sometimes almost die just by one of them spawning on me. Which I do love the risk, but you just have to be paying so much attention. And what I hate about that is typing to people. It's just... the last 2 seasons, literally, like, the only way I've been dying is by typing to people. It's just... ugh. Like, you have to communicate, then you choose to communicate, and it's like, oh, nope, now you're dead. I mean, that's just the way PT has been forever, right? But... it's so frustrating. Oh, there we go. Thank you for the follow, Dark Stalker. Welcome to the stream. Gotta get used to, like, looking at chat again here. So we're just gonna hang around. 5 more muffins. 5 more muffins, then I'm gonna head to Battlefield for the grind instead. I haven't actually worked out the numbers on what's the most efficient thing to do at this point. My assumption is that doing solo queues, if I have to play alone, doing solo queues in Battlefield is the better choice. I can kill stuff there a bit quicker. Oh, there's like all the muffins I need. There we go. Okay. Go turn in this quest. Pick up, whatever. Gonna make a little bit of money off this. Okay, I've showed this thing off to, like, everybody, and I didn't even find it. I just bought it in a shop yesterday, but I still can't help but show it off. I got a legendary metal javelin yesterday from a shop. Dude was selling it for 200k. I was like, that is hella worth it. I mean, I know it's only a level 30 weapon, but the thing about that is I can bring that to Babel, and I can use it on my level 39 PvP character. Because it's a level 30. It's the perfect level. You can age that thing up perfectly without breaking the 39 barrier. Like, you don't want to use a Cobra because you can't age that as high. So, I'm excited for that. For now, it's just gonna rest on this mech. I think somebody in my clan might need that. Pike Spec FMA. I'm just gonna sell it. Well, I probably could get money for that, but I'm too lazy. Yeah. No, that's not worth it. What time is BC tomorrow? I have no idea. I have no clue. I would assume Chaos probably knows. Let's see. All right, so now that we got that done, let's head back to Let's head back to Pillai, and then we're gonna go to Battlefield. I feel like it's like super early my time, if I remember right. It's like 7 a.m. or something. I have done Blessed Castle on seasonal. Have I ever actually competed in Blessed Castle on seasonal? I don't think I have. I've only ever done Blessed Castle on Babel, and that was like one time ever that I really tried. Okay, so this is funny about Blessed Castle that I did on Babel a couple weeks back. So my clan, Heretics, on Babel, we actually ended up taking Blessed Castle one week because we all just decided to. We decided that week that we were all gonna try, that we were just gonna go for it. so I wanted to prove a point because I mean I feel like I've made it well known that I just don't like it. I don't like Pristontale PvP, but I especially don't like Blessed Castle as a concept. I think the whole way that it works is just not good. But anyway, I wanted to prove a point by this Blessed Castle, and what I did was we won the entire Blessed Castle, and me myself personally, I never attacked another player once. I never even touched another player. I didn't have to. You can win Blessed Castle by ignoring fighting people, which is just like, isn't it a PvP mode? Like, I get that it's classic and it's the thing we've always had, but like, I don't get what the original developers were thinking when they made Blessed Castle. The game mode is so blah. Okay, anyway, let's go to Battlefield. And let's go shoot some things. If you like it, that's great. It's not going anywhere. We're not getting rid of it or anything. Just because I have that opinion. But, yeah, it's just... I don't know. It's funny to me. There are also people on the development team that absolutely love it, so... Don't worry, it's not going anywhere. Shit. What spawn do I want to take here? So I've been running up to this one. I was doing this one earlier before I started the stream up. It was good. My biggest problem with this spawn is this stupid cactus thing. I'm constantly getting, like, monsters constantly run into it, and then you can't shoot them, then you gotta lure them away, and then you can shoot them, and good, this one has one too. God damn it. That's one of those things that does bug me about Pristontale is the collision physics where you can't attack something anymore because it's too close to an object. I don't understand what the original developer's intent was of that. I would like to find that part in the code and destroy it for all eternity. Like, I can't figure out why. The only thing I can think of is it's some kind of, like, anti-lure mechanic. So people can't, like, lure things into a wall and then shoot them. Or attack them in some way, which I guess I get. But, I don't know. I feel like it could be done in a better way so that it doesn't affect normal play so much. Well, maybe it can't. Maybe I'm just crazy. So I was hoping I could get to 60 before reset. Well, at least before final boss spawn. So I could get the DS boss before reset, but there's no way in hell that's happening. I need a level and a half still. So unless I can find a party, which there are... Oh, my... Let me see if my clanmates want to party out here. And try not to die in the process. Well, I'm probably going to be unsuccessful at that. Oh, there's a ton of people here. What am I doing? Too distracted. What's up, Hatter? How you doing? Welcome to one of my rare streams. It used to be rare. It's become rare. I'm doing good. I actually had a really good day today. Like, an unexpected, really good day. And, yeah, I was just feeling really good. And I was like, you know what? It's stream time. Yes. EXP on hard mode. Exactly. Yeah, I really did disappear from Twitch, Hatter. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty open about the fact that I've been going through a really hard time for a while. I mean, the pandemic did that to a lot of us. But yeah, I was struggling. And it's hard to find that motivation to do Twitch when, yeah, just don't have it. But I've been improving a lot lately, so I'm hoping to continue riding that improvement wave and maybe get back to the old times here. I'd like to stream Pristontale more again. The problem I have is, like, when I first started this stream and first started doing my Pristontale streams, there was a novelty to it because I was just coming back to the game after a really long time, right? But now I've been here for almost 2 years, and, like, I kind of done it all. Really? Like, I love development, don't get me wrong. I love doing the development stuff. That's where I find all the joy when it comes to Pristontale these days. But when it comes to playing, I mean, I'll play during a season for the first few weeks. That's fun. But, yeah, I just don't get the same, joy that I once did. Which I think is pretty natural, honestly. Like, if you're around one specific game for such a long period of time, I mean, we're human beings, right? We can only do similar things so many times. And, like, if it wasn't for my development work, there is no way I would still be around here this often. But I still love it. I love everything about Pristontale still. Just gotta take those breaks and can't go all out all the time. Let's see here. I am gonna go get a Q. But yes, Automech, EXP on hard mode. I was talking about that at the start of the stream. I played an Automech in 2005. I leveled up an Automech from level 1 to like mid 7x. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And there was like 2 Automechs in the entire English Pristontale at the time. It was such a shit class. Like, I don't even know if people really grasp, like the people who weren't there, I don't know if they really grasp how shit the Automech was in EPT. All right, thanks for stopping by, Hatter. Thanks for coming by. I'll talk to you later. You know what I wouldn't mind talking about at some point, Hatter, if you're still there, is assets for the stream. But that's something that I thought about at one point. But anyway, we can talk about that later. What was I saying? Yeah, the Automech in the original Pristontale. Like, so here's the bonus you got for being an Automech in original Pristontale. If you want to work. The bonus you got was you got +3 speed. +3 speed. And the damage bonus was like, what, 40% or something like that? It was horrendous. Yeah, it was... Oh, what time period are you talking about, Frequentist? Because depending on the time period is really gonna depend on where automation fell within the game's meta, so to speak. Because I am talking like 2005-ish time period. Like, the Iron map just came out. This this is an awkward party to be joining because it's just 2 people both taking one of these spawns. So, like, I'll just go to one of them. Oh, but anyway, I loved it. I loved Automech back in those days. And, I was inspired by another Automech that I saw to make this one. And I decided with this character I was going to go all the way from level 1 as an Automech. Well, I should say I spent a little bit of my 3x days throwing some mech bombs. And I did the tier 4 quest, obviously, with my claw. But other than that, it's basically been all bow. See, when I was talking Frequentist, ET wasn't even a thing yet. The highest map in the game during the time period I was talking about was, I believe, Ice 1? I don't even know if Ice 2 was a thing yet. They might have adjusted automation after that. I don't remember. It was well before Tier 5, that's for sure. Like, Tier 4 had only just come out. A lot were auto. Okay, that must have been... That was definitely after my time, then. Because I remember being on the... I don't know if anybody remembers this place. PTProphecy.net. That was, like, the go-to forum for everything Pristontale related back in those days. And I spent a lot of time on that forum. God, I miss forums. But yeah, I remember being on there and being like, check clan chat. Ooh. Too many chats to follow. Didn't Wartail spawn from that forum? I have no idea. I dropped out of the PT scene for a while. Long story, but I ended up getting, like, kind of banned in 2005. I didn't actually break any rules, but anyway, long story. So I just quit Pristontale at that point. It was also having such a horrible effect on my grades. Because I was in high school at the time. I didn't come back until 2010, I think. And then I played a little bit on EPT. For like, I don't know, 6 months or something like that. And then I quit again. But yeah, I don't know if that's where... I know that Wartail used to be, God, was it Realm? Is it called Realm PT? No, not Realm. Was it? I can't remember. I played the original version of Wartail. So, funny story, actually. So, long ago, in like 2010, 2011, 2012, I don't know. It was the early days of Wartail. And I was like, well, I hate English Pristontale. Like, I felt they had done a really bad job with the game. So I'm like, okay, I'll try out one of these private servers. I played the old version of Wartail. I played it for like an hour, and I hated it so much that I just permanently thought private servers in Pristontale were shit. And I never wanted to go back to play a private Pristontale server ever again. I hated it that much. And when the pandemic started up, I was just, I don't know. I was like, I want to play Pristontale again. What's out there? So I looked on the list and I was like, whoa, a server that actually like wants to be classic and 1x XP. Oh my god. This is my calling. And I started playing it that day. I had actually downloaded both Wartail and Pristontale EU. But once I saw the special things about Pristontale EU, I was like, oh, no way I'm playing Wartail. I'm out. And since those days, I feel like the game has just gotten better, 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 and better. We've made a lot of changes since I started 2 years ago. I was talking to somebody about that the other day. I'm like, if you look at the PTEU from 2 years ago, you honestly wouldn't even recognize the game. Sure, the graphics look the same, but so much has changed. One of the things I absolutely couldn't stand when I first got to the server was regen field. Regen field was super overpowered. It was doing like plus 200 regen for both HP and MP. And like people wouldn't take any damage. They wouldn't use any mana at high level. Literally, they were just immortals fighting things. Oh, and I hated it so much because as soon as I got to the level where that was a possibility, I just like quit. I couldn't take it. So yeah, that was an early. That was when I first started getting into the development stuff. That was one of the first things that I was focused on removing from the game, and that's where virtual regen came from eventually. Just the play style that the game had at the time was just so rough. But we're a lot better now. I think, at least. Stay in mid, snipe from there. No, Ib, shut up. Considered a seasonal server where skill tiers are released in waves. You know, I've never thought about that before. But now I'm kind of thinking that's kind of like that's a really old school approach. Because, you know, it's honestly not a bad idea at all. Because, you know what it reminds me of? Very specifically, is the days before we got tier 4. Or, like, the days before tier 3 was a thing. Where you were just, like, trying to use your lowest level skills in the best way possible. And you just had all these skill points for your low level skills. And that was actually kind of a fun time period. Yeah, that's an idea. I don't know if the community would be very receptive to it. There's definitely some of us from like a nostalgia standpoint that would like the idea, but I have a feeling most of the community would hate it. But hey, you never know. Ash, where am I? BOA. But, I mean, so there's this thing we do every once in a while here is the level 39 PvP tournament. And I actually started that. I did the first one years ago. And the whole reason for that tournament's existence is because of the old pay-to-play stuff from EPT, where you could only play up to level 39. And you had to pay once you got to level 40. So the concept is like, we all used to have these like badass level 39 characters, or as badass as we could make them. Let's bring that back. Let's encourage people to make badass level 39 characters again. Because that was so much fun! Let's encourage it. Let's have level 39 PvP. So, that is... I love that. Unfortunately, it requires somebody to, like, run it. So, it hasn't been, like, super consistent, but just the idea of it, I love. Yeah, CT1 wearing 5X equipment, and yeah, it's just, those were the days. I mean, even in the early seasons we had here on PTEU, before the item rarity update that kind of switched around all of itemization in the game, we were still very much that way during seasons. We were wearing 5X gear when we got to CT1, and that was it. Like, anything higher than that was not happening. But now that we've switched around the drops, that obviously is not, well, shouldn't be the case. You can still have shit luck and not get anything, but you have much better odds, let's put it that way. Ooh, enchant weapon, yes! God, you want to talk about other old things from Pristontale EU that we fixed? Enchant weapon. For those of you that were around for season 1, 2, and 3, no, season 1 and 2, sorry. 3, it was fixed. Enchant weapon was that was a thing. Basically, how it worked is, it worked like normal enchant weapon, right? When you got enchanted with it, it picked one of the 3 elements, and that was the element you got. And that's what you got for 5 minutes. The problem with that is the electricity element was way more powerful than everything else because it did AoE damage. And a lot of AoE damage. So what would happen with mages is we like to call them the slot machines, because they would just keep recasting elemental weapon on you until you got electricity. And it just sucked. It just absolutely sucked. And so we went through a few ideas to try to fix that. One option was letting people choose which element they wanted their enchant weapon to do, but we decided to not do that because a meta would appear, right? People would just pick one and they'd be like, oh yeah, this is best, we will never try anything else, there will never be any variants. And that was just like, what's the fun in that? So instead, somebody proposed this idea that we have now, where it rotates. It just rotates between the 3 elements. And I think it ended up awesome. I think this was exactly what it needed. And also the fact that now it's a party buff instead of a single target buff makes it a lot easier to work with. And it's just fun. Especially with the Skills 2.0 update where we added all the elemental effects. Like the burning and the stuns and stuff that you can get. So, yeah. Fun changes over time. Of course, like most changes, not everybody likes it, but I think it's improved the game. Because Season 1 and 2, the metas, so to speak, in Season 1 and Season 2 were rough. My clan in Season 2, we were running 2 priestess, a shaman, a mage, and 2 other people. I can't even remember what classes they were because it wasn't as relevant to what we were doing. But the shaman had an insane party buff that would just give you so much damage at such a low level. Season 2, if second. The Schmiegel season. But yeah, the shaman added so much damage. The priestesses hit. So I mean, people complain about priestess or like to a lot. The priestess of those days was absolutely destroying things, especially with the shaman buff. Pop this shit for you. And then the mage for enchant weapon. Combine all those things, and you had a party that could kill things so quickly that Dun 1 could not keep up. We would wipe the spawns in Dun 1. And, yeah. We'd have to wait for them to respawn. It was ridiculous. I swear the first ability I lose when I don't stream for a really long time is the ability to multitask. What's a boa? Okay, wait, let me go get that shield. I have some quests to turn in. Oh my god! Did you drop? Why did you drop it? Why did you drop it, Skill? Oh god, that was funny. Okay. Anyway, I'm turning in a boss quest, or I'm turning in a queue. I kind of want to go put the shield away. I'm gonna take care of all this stuff. I am almost leveled. That's good. Just gonna nuke that. Nuke that. Those were decent, but I have too much stuff that I need to sell already, so. Is this season Pike meta? I mean, I guess. People like it. Oh yeah, that's right. You're playing a Pike, Iv. How about that? I mean, when it comes to meta stuff, I think I always think like, well, what is it you're going for? I mean, if you really care about going for like a meta thing, what type of thing do you enjoy? If your goal is just to level fast, then like, I mean, this is the way I always think about it. It's like if your goal is to level fast, then probably just pick a priestess, because usually that's going to be your most like default, so to speak. Where do I want to put this? It's just the easiest class. I'll put it that way. I don't want to NPC this. So like, also, so if I can ever think of a class to pick for a season, I always pick priestess, and it's because I know I can always help other people, and I know that leveling will be easy. They're just the easiest class in the game, I think. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just the way it is. Alright, let's head back. I had Helsing to do. Oh god, was it boss time and I just fucked up? No, it was boss time. Oh, no, it's boss time 10 minutes. Okay. Make tornado slightly slower, weaker. Yeah, well, let's throw it on the Discord. There will be no balanced talk in this chat. There will be bans for any balanced talk. Not here. Not in my space. Wait, if this song's playing, then I think, yeah, okay. So the next song coming up on this playlist, I heard it yesterday for the very first time. And it's a remake of a song from Halo 3 ODST done in liquid drum and bass. And I heard this yesterday, and like, I was so happy. Because it's one of my favorite video game soundtracks ever. It's one of my favorite songs from that soundtrack. And it's now done in my favorite genre of music. I have, since I discovered that song, I think it was Wednesday that I got it, I have listened to that song well over 20 times, I think, since Wednesday. If it ever comes on, I just keep listening to it on repeat. Oh, we're not talking about assassin balancing. I'm gonna make a wild guess on who Gabriel R is. Just a wild guess. Hello, Robug. You shut your mouth. It's funny because the song came on and I was just doing my work, and all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, noise! I know that song. And it just made me so happy. Alright, we got 6 minutes to the boss. How am I doing here? I'm at 93%. So, oh no, this is the last boss. Shoot. Okay, so yeah, there's no way I can do, there's no way I can squeeze in a DS boss. Absolutely no way. I still got a whole level to go. Unless I can level up in 6 minutes. If somebody has a way, let me know. Over here doing my thing. You know what I'd love to bring back on the stream? So, if anybody here was watching me around the time I first started streaming, I would do this thing on stream where if I was just grinding a character, right, I would let my friends have their characters leech off of me, and what I would do is I would set up a second character that would be standing by their characters that they sat there AFK leeching, and I would put them up on the stream as like a leech cam, just showing them standing there. I did the shame them. It was fun. Those were fun little things. Anyway, this is the song, and it's so damn good. Gonna be silent for the rest of this song. Love it so much. Hey, I love it. I can use the Titan bow now. Where's my Titan bow? Oh, also, that was a great mix out of that. I love that. Okay. There was a time period where I was trying to get into mixing. Right before the pandemic really hit. Like 2019-ish time. I was really, really active in the Twitch music. Like, Twitch drum and bass mixing scene. And I bought my own mixer. I was doing it. I really enjoyed it. And I wanted to stream it, but I didn't have the guts. I was too nervous. I didn't do it. Do we have any men? God, I'm so... Okay, it's so funny. So coming into season 5, I told myself I am never gonna lead a clan again. Ever. I'm done. Because there's just too many... I've said too many things in the past that just haven't gone great, right? And so I was like, never again will I run a clan. It starts season 5. Oh, boss, whoops. So thus begins season 5, and we were looking to start up a heretics clan, and there was another person in the clan who was going to be the leader. He volunteered to do it. I was like, great, awesome. Doesn't have to be me. Perfect. We get to the clan dude, and he's like, I'm level 39. I'm like, God damn it. You can't make a clan at level 39. So I was like, okay, I have this bright idea. What we're going to do is I'm going to make the clan, I'm going to invite you, and then I'm going to give you leader. Because you can do that. I just realized we were fighting this boss and I wasn't paying attention. Man, I am horrible. Anyway. Like I was saying. I was like, okay, I don't want to be the leader. I'll just shift it to you right away. I was like, cool, this is the plan. Then right after I made the clan, he's like, oh, but I'm gonna be away for a couple days. I'm like, oh, god damn it, I can't make him leader if he's gonna be away. So I ended up becoming leader. Because yeah, couldn't give it up. XO and the Archer Muse. Okay, well I know where Muse is. I don't know where XO is. Where's XO? We at entrance AS. Just. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, so that's done. Let's see, and then where is... Sure, clan invites for everybody. Why not? Hopefully this doesn't come back to haunt us. Where is, oops. Guess we're gonna run out of spots real quick here. Sure. just gonna fill up the whole clan. Hopefully there's still a spot for Muse. If not, I'll just kick my I'll kick my mage out of the clan. Doesn't need to be in the clan anymore. Yeah, we got plenty of kick potential right now, so should be fine. Okay, we're just gonna have Muse come to me. we're just gonna invite everybody in Battlefield to Heretics. Come to Battlefield now. You can get yourself an invite to Heretics as well. Thanks for stopping by, Robux. Okay, should I be in this spawn or over there? Ah, no, we're over there. This is fine. Okay, so I went to the store today. I was at the gas station, right? Walking through the aisle with the drinks, you know, planning to pick myself up an energy drink, get through the day, right. I look on the shelf. I saw a thing that I never thought I would see in my life, and I am still confused about what that was. It was flaming hot Mountain Dew. And I am still so confused by that. What the hell does that taste like? And I do not plan on trying it. Spicy Mountain Dew. Don't understand. Dude, this is my favorite kind of clan in Pristontale. More casual, you know, just like inviting a bunch of people when they're like around 5x, right? I feel like that's the best kind of clan you can get in PT. Everybody just wants to play and have fun. You know, nothing's too serious. Everybody's just having a good time. That's the kind of clan I always like to be a part of. Just here to have a good time. None of these SOD competitions, none of these Blessed Castle competitions, nothing. No extra stuff, just playing, just having fun. Okay, I gotta remember that Iv needs that gear, because I have definitely probably NPC'd some pike stuff. Gotta your habit at this point. Oh, this poor guy. This is one of those classic situations where the pike's gonna turn around and yell at me. Like, Mech, why you no tank? Oh god, I'm gonna die. Titan armor max spec. I actually think I could use that, Romo, if you're still listening to shit or listening to the stream. I don't believe I have an armor. Alright, sweet. Yeah, if you need me to grab that, or if anybody has something that need me to grab, I can log my mage and just use her as a, or use him as a, something to throw all the stuff at in Rick. So yeah. If so mech's armor has lower strength requirement, but it works out because I upped the strength requirement of power mech stuff by a very large amount to make up for it. So now the only people that get affected by strength requirements are the ones that need the strength, power mechs. And then mechs can actually use mech spec armor if they play Automech. And also it means if you play a tank mech, you can put more into health. You can do much lower strength, which works for the tank mech approach. So actually having the lower strength requirement on armor really did like work out for mech quite well, I think. It's a little bit different than what we're used to in this game, but I think it worked. Yeah, redoing the stats was an interesting problem to solve. There was so many different variables to take into account. Every class with all the like so many different interactions between gear and stuff, and like how do you distribute those requirements in a very specific way? It was not an easy thing to answer. But I think the end result worked quite well. It's a little weird. I totally get it. You put a lot of points in talent, and it's like, whoa, what's going on here? But there's a very much a reason for the points in talent. I probably had a quest done for like 45 minutes at this point. Rovug, we did make items require health. The claw requires health. That was the only item that was given a health requirement. And that was specifically done to make power mech be more of a focused thing. So you can't just do power mech with a claw all the time. You gotta kind of be a little bit more specific. And that's the other reason why, too, Gabriel, is because by making health a requirement on claws, it helps with tanking as well. Like, the claw is the tank weapon. That is its purpose now. You can technically use a claw as a power mech if you want to go hybrid, but you'll be going hybrid power tank. You have the stat points to do that. It is a totally viable option. You just will not have very many extra stat points to use for whatever you want. Holy shit. Flota just hit 87? How much apps? That's a great question. I'm gonna need a little bit more context. Talking about me? I have 42 apps. With my shield. Shield in 36. Let's see. I like turned in a quest and picked up another, right? Oh shit, what time is it? I need to head back to town. I gotta turn in this boss queue. Got 20 minutes till reset. So if you're watching this and you haven't turned in your final quest before reset, do so. Iv, I'm gonna go check my warehouse. I feel like I might have something pike spec in there that I was holding on to save, or holding on to sell. Let me see. Nope. 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 Never mind. Chaos only have 35 abs. Why are you in Forgotten Land? Are you doing the tier 4 quest? Because, yeah, the monsters in Forgotten Land hit really hard. But also, it's not a map that you're supposed to be in outside of the tier 4 quest. So it does not shock me if you're dying a lot in Forgotten Land. Oh, wait, I was thinking Forbidden. But then you were saying Forbidden. Okay. We were both mistaken with the same map. Yeah, I was thinking Forbidden. But yeah, you're not supposed to be in Forbidden, really, unless you're doing the tier 4 quest. Because the map is forbidden. It's just down to us three. But tis, that's right, Iv. If you don't like but tis, you're on the wrong stream. Because that's the only music I ever play here. It's just varying levels of but tis. Went from like a 6-person party to like a 3-person party in a very short period of time. Is Arch playing right now, If? I didn't see him on Clan Chat. Well, what the hell happened to Arch? Just disappeared again? Let's take my contacts out soon. They are bugging the hell out of me right now. Yeah, there's a really good armor mix. You should post what your armor mix is. I never do it because I usually play ranged and I just don't bother. But if you're looking for a really good lower level mix that's really cheap, one thing I would definitely recommend, Shen, if you can afford a good one, is the defense mix for gloves. That is a very powerful mix that I always use if I'm struggling to if I take too much damage on a more tanky class. Like, I'll usually use that on like my priestesses or classes of that nature. With this character, I have done none of that. But I did do the attack rating mix on these on these level 30 bracelets. Because attack rating on an Automech is like absolutely essential. The less you miss, anything you can do to boost your attack rating. Alright, well, we are 50% from the level up. I think once I get level 60, I'll leave the party. And I'm gonna go do my rank up quests. I'm just gonna do it right away. I do kind of get disappointed by our rank up quest. I had forgotten that we removed the skill master fight. I think the problem was when we redid stuff for skills 2.0. Or was that even skills 2.0? No, that was season 4. That was for quest 2.0. I don't know. We never called it that, but I think it was when we did that we had to get rid of the skill master thing because it was too much for us to be able to like redo the code for because of how trash our code base is. So we just turned it into a kill count quest, which is sad. I do miss the skill master fights. The only problem is on PTEU, the skill master fights were just a joke when they did exist. You could kill them in like seconds, basically. They needed to be rebalanced for sure. But I remember from the original game how fun it was, because like if you failed the fight against the skill master, you had to go back and you had to find that one amulet again. It would seriously, it would seriously suck. I remember it being a proud point of myself that I never died to the skill master. Even though it's just like such a pointless statistic, but I just remember that. Uh-oh, don't die. How many extra stat points do I have right now? Yeah. 66. You know what? I'm just gonna throw some of these into agility. There, we'll throw 30 into agility. There really isn't a reason not to just use all the points. Because, I mean, I can reset them for free. It's just I'm lazy. I'd rather not have to reset. ATA is not always lower than AS. If ATA's strength is lower, it's either because it's more rare, or it's got a higher rarity if, or because it's just so happened to roll a range. But on average, archer shields will be lower strength requirement. Archer shields will have the lowest strength requirement of any shield. Yeah, rarity lowers requirements. That's one of the big things about rarity. The higher the rarity of the item, the lower the required stats. So this is a way to explain it. And this is a little bit of an extreme situation, but bear with me here. If you are level 113, yes, highest level, or up there, right? If you are wearing all 113 commons versus wearing all 113 legendaries, if you have legendaries instead, you will save 100 stat points total. So if that puts into some perspective about just how much difference there is. God damn it. So that is the most extreme situation, I totally understand. It doesn't go down like a super huge amount for most situations, but it does go down. So another reason that you don't want to just stick with common gear, because we've had the definite problem in this game since the release of item rarity with the high level stuff. I mean, there's been a lot of issues, and it's not the player's fault that this is the case. It's more the developer's fault. But anyway, what I'm getting at is we've had issues where people just stick with commons, and they age up commons really high because the chance of getting an uncommon 113 item is just so rare. I totally understand where they're coming from with that. But it was never our intent that that was how things were going to play out. So because of that, things like item affixes and stat requirements will definitely start to add even more incentive to not stick with a common piece of gear. Muse joins clan when? When I see Muse. I think affixes will really... When fixes come to weapons and stuff, we haven't technically officially announced that we're going to bring affixes to the rest of the game, but it's like 99% sure, or 99% sure we're going to do it at this point. It's just not official. So when we add all that to... One second, let me pay attention to what I'm NPCing here. When we add all that to the game, it means like even late game, you're going to be getting affixed items, and you'll be able to re-roll affixes. But if you have a common item, you will not be able to put an affix on it. So... And if you're trying to like re-roll an affix on like a common or something, it won't be able to get as good of affixes on it. So a lot of little things like that. So instead of making commons bad, we're just making everything else better. I should have taken out my contacts when I was doing that. Look at all the decoys. Let's see. Maybe I won't die here. I probably will. Okay, thank God. These contacts are driving me nuts. Yeah, I mean, it's a possible. I mean, we have so many options we could do for the affixed stones. I would like them to be something that is farmable, like Jiras and stuff like that. I definitely do not want them to be a pay item. No way. It's too valuable of a thing to be behind it. It's way too pay to win to have that restricted by money. So we're gonna go from like 12 people in Battlefield to like 2. Think about Fury as a way of giving out stuff. I don't like the idea of giving more rewards for Fury, because people don't need more incentive to do Fury. They do it for the XP, and that is incentive enough. There really isn't a reason to add more reason to do it, right? So I wouldn't support doing that. Maybe if it was harder. Hey, Spibble, how you doing? But with Fury, I don't know. It just becomes so trivial so quickly. Is my problem. Like the first Fury of a season, when you've only got a few people that can do it, and it's just this. It really is just this epic battle. It's so awesome. You know, for the people that do that, it's like, oh yeah, you kind of deserve some extra credit. But when you get to like 2 or 3 days later, when it just becomes absolutely like nothing to beat Fury, then I do not support like giving prizes for finishing that. That's right, Spibble. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for chatting. I'm just talking a lot about this game right now, so. Oh, what? Got the bug. There we go. Oh, this poor priestess. I'm gonna be a little tankier. Switch to the jab. Doing mobile tethering for this. That's cool to know that it's doing quite well. Do I run this at 1080p 60? I guess I do, don't I? And I probably don't have any encoding options. I've streamed so rarely now, I bet it doesn't... I bet there isn't lower encoding options anymore, is there? I'm not popular enough by Twitch standards to offer that. I didn't think about that. I guess when I come back after such a long break, I should probably stream at a lower everything. How long did you end up playing? Do you have a quest going here? Okay, yeah, next. One more kill. Yeah, the 6th degree of freedom lacking on that game was... Oops. It was... I didn't think it would bother me. I didn't think it would bother me as much as it did, but it really bothered me. The Grand Fury has started. We gotta change that. Okay, turn this in. We're getting there, 25%. Oh yeah, it was reset. I guess we'll go to 400, huh? Oh, Priestess came too. What level is this person? Ah, shoot. Probably end up leaving them. Okay. Invite that priestess to clan. Partied her yesterday. Ah. Yeah, okay, good, thank you. I was like, it'd just be super awkward for me to just be like, hey, you want a clan? You've barely known me for more than 10 minutes, but... And we've barely said any words to each other, but hey, you want a clan? Alright, I'm gonna be more tanky. Tanky Automech. Oh no, she's still dying. Even when I try to tank, I'm bad at it. If anybody's ever partied me, you know that even if I'm playing like a class that's trying to be tankier, I still am so bad at tanking. I will like still instinctively run from stuff because it's just how I am trained at like an absolute core level. Tell them how you can send trade messages with the dollar sign. See, I didn't even know about that yesterday until you, or know about that until you mentioned it yesterday, Rola. I've always just gone to the tab. I mean, it makes sense that that would be the way to do it. I just never bothered. God damn it. Run away so I can invite you. Belindo, run away. Okay, there we go, and clan. Okay, we're good. Okay, and here's Muse. All right, and we got another clan member. Okay, we have to be getting close to full now. I've invited like 6 people since I started this stream. I thought that bow Muse was using was the level 80 bow. I was like, whoa, wait, what? Oh no, it's just the Titan bow. I mean, it's still the one of the most beautiful bows in the game. I gotta be careful. It's not the most beautiful bow in the game. You know what? It feels good. And I think people who have worked on a project for an extended period of time, can agree, especially when you get like feedback on it. It feels good that after all the time and hours and stuff that we put into the seasonal updates, when people enjoy them and you get like feedback that's like, oh, you've done a great job. It feels so good. It makes it all worth it. I mean, I would do this regardless, but it makes it feel even better. It makes those weeks of 16-hour days feel worth it. Because sometimes, let me tell you, when it comes to seasonal prep, it's like, you just spend so long working on these things sometimes. And you don't know what's gonna happen. People might hate it. But you just want to make something, like, you just want to... It's such a interesting thing with development of this game. Because at our core, the development team doesn't want to touch the Pristontale formula. We don't want to ruin the special, basic nature that is Pristontale. There is a core identity to Pristontale and how it plays that we never want to touch. And it's this. It's this right here. It is 3 people in the battlefield of the Ancients at a front spawn, killing monsters together. This right here is the core of Pristontale. Everything else is secondary to this experience right here. And making changes and modifying stuff, but yet keeping this right here alive is so important. Just a spawn of just monsters everywhere, bunch of people fighting together. They just randomly found each other. Like, one of the most important aspects of Pristontale to me is the forced parties is actually, to me, one of the most important parts of Pristontale. Because unlike a lot of modern MMOs, where they give you an option really to, they really, like, they kind of encourage solo play. Like, they call it an MMO, but you can play the game solo. You can play just as well solo, and there's like no encouragement to work with others. Whereas in Pristontale, you are, I mean, not so much anymore. You could do solo and it's all right still, but you're kind of like forced to socially interact with others. And that one aspect of Pristontale is its most defining important trait, because that one little thing is what creates this right here. Random people who found each other, who now want to clan, and they want to keep talking to each other. And you just don't get that in games that don't force that level of social interaction on it. And so many modern games don't do that. And that priestess is dead again. God damn it. I'm more angry for myself than I'm not angry at them dying. I'm angry at myself. I feel bad. And so, like, anytime we're thinking about changes and, like, what we're going to do, how we're going to improve the game, like, the number one thought is always got to be, does it affect the core formula? And if it's going to break the core formula of the game, then no, we will not touch that. Because once you break that, what are you? What is Pristontale if it doesn't have that core formula to it? It's just a shitty graphics old MMO where there's tons of other things that are way better than it. And this is why I have such a huge problem with other private servers, is because they have removed the specialness out of Pristontale. They have just turned it into a modern MMO with shitty graphics and old engines. And that's not what I want from this game. I want its absolute core aspects there still. Wait for the graphics. Okay, I know this is unpopular in some spaces. I don't want better graphics. I don't. I've seen Pristontale with better graphics. I don't like how it looks. This game was designed to look... I mean, it was designed to look like this. The assets were not designed for a fancy graphics engine and a fancy renderer. That isn't what the game was meant to be. It's like throwing the original Mario, like, Super Mario Brothers and throwing it through, like, a shader program or something. It's like, no, this makes no sense. Why would you do this? No, so the only thing that I will agree with about improving the graphic side of the game is improving the frame rate. The frame rate should be improved. There's no reason that we need to be operating on such shitty, that, like, when you do theory or something like that, that you drop to, like, 10 frames. Like, that shouldn't be happening. This game should not be chugging that hard. So that I will agree with. But when it comes to, like, changing the lighting effects and stuff, no. I don't want that to happen. I know I'm in the minority on that one, I think, and it's gonna happen regardless. And I could fight against it, but it's kind of pointless. But I personally don't want it. Yeah, it's because, yeah, I know it's because of the CPU related stuff. It's just, yeah, just poorly optimized. Like, I would hope, I don't know if it's something we could support, but I would love it if we had the ability to do toggleable options. Like, do you want to use DirectX 11, or do you just want to stick with DirectX 9? I would love that. I think, I mean, it's definitely something that people can make and do. I just don't know if we have the amount of resources to support something like that, so. I don't know how much extra work that adds on the back end. It uses DirectX 9? Okay, but DirectX 9, but just don't add the new lighting. I don't want lighting in Pristontale. I don't. I like the shitty little shadow underneath me. I like it being inaccurate. I mean, I've definitely seen and been on the servers with the better graphics. And the better shadows and stuff like that. And personally, I don't think it's just nostalgia talking. I just really don't think that this game was just not meant to look that way. It's not how it was originally made. It was not meant to render like that. Like, I think if we continue pushing forward with stuff like that, like, let's say we make the UI different, right? And we do, like, we more, quote-unquote, like, modernize it. Like, I would still like us to always have a supported option for reverting. Alright, I'm level 60. Then I finished the quest. Perfect. Let's see. We're gonna fight it. TY Fari Party. I can type. I'm waiting, Robug. Where you at? See him racing across the landscape. Oh, but on a nice amount of tangents here tonight. Good to know I'm back into streaming, because just like before, I just go on all these random-ass tangents. It's so easy to go on tangents when there's nobody here to interrupt me. Alright. Sweet. Also, it's so easy to go on tangents when you're playing Pristontale, because, like, I mean, the combat's not exactly the most mind consuming, typically. I mean, it really depends on what you're doing. You can definitely play the game that way if you want to, but you don't have to. So sometimes you just gotta fill your mind with some other stuff. Let's see. Why am I going this way? I want to go pick up my level 60. Hello, skill master. Better four with two leechers or solo? I don't actually know what's better in that situation. Let's see. So we can go do that, and we got that. All right. What's boss time? I didn't actually check. All right, we got 28 minutes. I'll pick up something. Pick up DS boss. All right, sorry. All right, pick that up. Answering some chats. Okay. I really need to start a mule. Alright, so we're just gonna get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. And you can go... Nope, god damn it. You can go here. You can go there. I don't need that anymore. Why do I have a hoppy crystal? You know, I'm just not good at this. I still have such low level items in here for some reason. Look, I never claimed to be a professional at this. Let's go drop these crystals. It's funny, somebody made a suggestion on the Discord the other day. They're like, add this like donation box so we should share items. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, isn't that what the floor is? It just doesn't last forever. It's just a temporary donation. You drop it on the floor. Somebody picks it up within time. There you go. Okay, so now that I'm level 60, was there any other gear that I had ready for me? I feel like I had a piece of sub gear for level 60. No, I did not. Okay. No, I just have that shield and my bow in 4 levels. Okay. All right, let's go do the solo queue. Or sorry, not solo queue. Let's go to the rank up. So I can get a skill I won't use. Oh shit, I can't get to Forbidden Land, can I? I don't have the wing. And you can't take Clever Neuter anymore. Alright, we're running through Battlefield. What's up? Yeah, season 5's going pretty good. I'm not taking it very seriously. Well, I was planning to main mage. I made my first ever mage, this season, actually. Got it to level 69, and then decided to quit. And it was really good. It was really strong. Killed things very quickly. I could see why people like the class. I hated it. I couldn't play it. I just didn't like the skills. It just didn't, I don't know, it didn't work with me. Test Assassin. I'm not playing Assassin. I fucking hate the way Assassin plays. even if it's like, even if there was no debate about balance and all this stuff going on right now, I'm not getting into that. But even if things were like in the world's most perfect state, I do not like the way Assassin plays. I've got a 9x1 on Babel, and it's just, ugh, not my thing. So no, I'm not playing Assassin. Iv, this is the literally only time you use this wing. Shut up. I'm gonna time you out in the chat for that. Oh, you know what I just realized I can do? Oh, shit. Fuck. I already lured these monsters on me. Okay, I gotta run away for a little bit. I'm taking it to my grave. Okay. I can do something really cool here. These monsters just need to fuck off. I can party my mage. My mage has level 10 enchant weapon. Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking? Machine gun enchant weapon mech incoming. This archer just like really wants to attack me. Come on, game. I like have completely messed up the AI. I'm like just close enough where it still wants to follow me, but it also wants to leave. Yeah, archers will never be useful with jab. You're correct. They're called archers. They're not javers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh shit, my mage doesn't even have enough gold to use a warp gate right now. Whoops. Look at clans Transparo. Let's see here. That's oh, she got me. She figured it out. Jerk. Let's see. Oh no, I don't need gold. I sold a couple of things to have enough. Don't worry about it, if I sold a I sold 3 union cores to the pot lady. Worst deal of my life. Okay, now I'm regretting not having that wing. You were right, Iv. Now that I have to make this walk a second time. Level 10 grenade with Automech for Grenadier build. I tried that. Tried that a couple of times. It doesn't really work. If I remember right, the speed that you throw the mechanic bombs doesn't increase with automation speed unless something has changed. Yeah, bit of a weak arm. You'd think throwing these javelins all the time, mech would be a little bit stronger, but nope. Yeah, sorry, you're just staring at nothing right now. I'm moving my mage on my other monitor here. Okay, party up. I'm going to delegate. Okay, let's do this. I haven't played two characters at once in a while. Alright, we'll just sit the mage at the warp gate. Go here. Cast that. And now we absolutely demolish with level 10 enchant weapon. Oh, it's beautiful. Oh god, I'm almost dead. Dude, enchant 10 is so good. With the new enchant too. You can, especially with Automech, right? Because look, I can do a damage over time with an Automech. So good. Or I can do a stun. Or I can freeze them in place. Like, I love it. There, I got the stun. And when you have level 10 enchant weapon, it's 100%. It happens 100% of the time. I mean, if I could guarantee that I could always have this, it would be just so powerful. I mean, it's giving an Automech AoE essentially whenever it's on when it's on the electric one. Of course, it's not really controllable, but I just tried to attack my Cupie. I keep doing that with the pets. I'm just so used to shooting anything. Man, Robok, I wish I was doing a hammer mech. I would happily take that. Woo. This is gonna take a while. Oh well. Got nowhere to be. You know what I'm probably gonna do, even though it's gonna take a lot of work and it's gonna be annoying, is if I ever have to solo now on my mech until I get to level 79, I'll probably just party up with my mage, cast enchant weapon, and then leave the party. Or I guess if I'm in a map that my mage can't get to, I won't. Which I guess is about to happen real quick. So maybe won't last too long, but it's gonna suck when I don't have it anymore. I am lacking enchant weapon. I'm hoping to stream. I'm thinking I'm gonna stream tomorrow too. As long as I'm like mentally feeling up to it, which is really gonna depend on if I get a proper night of sleep. It's not a guarantee for me lately. But yeah, I do want to stream tomorrow as well. I'm kind of hoping to stream season 5 all weekend, to be honest. Because since I'm kind of behind now, I'm not with like the lead crew. I don't have like a set party I'm always with. So like usually when I have that going on, I'm usually in like voice chats all the time. And when I do those, I don't really like streaming. Because then everybody else has to be careful about, you know, what they're saying and stuff. And not that everybody's always saying horrible things, but like it's just that added thing, right? I don't like forcing that on people. But since I'm leveling up this character and I'm just kind of like doing my own thing, I'll probably stream more. A priestess tried to multi-spark me. Get out of here. It's been nice seeing a lot of people, I feel like this season a lot of people came back who hadn't done a season in a while. I've been seeing a lot of people be like, oh yeah, I haven't been here since season 1, since season 2, and it's cool to see these people coming back. Especially because now that, like, well, hopefully, mostly, kind of, the pandemic is kind of over. I won't say it's definitely not over, but things are better. Didn't know if we were gonna see, you know, as many people still. Because we definitely got a big influx of people. I mean, I myself was one of those people when the pandemic started, because people just had so much more free time again in a lot of cases. So it's nice to see that we're just kind of like still keeping a lot of people around. Now that many people have gone back to somewhat more normal. I don't think the world's ever going to be normal again, but a little bit more normal. Do we even have a shaman in the clan, Iv? I don't even know if we do. I feel like what I'm doing right now is so old school, because I remember spending so many hours in the original Pristontale doing this right here. Just coming over here on my archer or my Automech, this little spawn over here right by the gate, and just 1v1ing mobs. So many hours spent doing that. Usually when I'm in Forbidden, you know, it's usually on like a AoE style character for the most part. So typically because of that, I'm usually, you know, taking a bigger spawn. But doing an Automech like this, I really have to go back to like that more old school style combat. It's nice. I like it. Where I used to always go was right here. This was the spawn that I would always do. Like, you could pull a couple from over there and from over here. I remember spending a lot of time doing that. You went to the other side. Yeah, we all had our own way in those days, huh? One of the things that I found the funniest about coming back to Pristontale after a long time was, when a lot of us played growing up, like, we didn't have, like, voice communications. That wasn't a thing, right? And, because of that, because we never said anything out loud to other people, really, we all came up with our own ways of pronouncing things. So now we enter this modern age where we can all talk to each other, and everybody has 6 different ways to announce Poli, or to pronounce Poli. Or Nav, or just everything. Everything has, like, everybody has their own unique pronunciation. Because why would we know how anybody else pronounced it back in the day? It's one of those funny little quirks about a game this old. Pili. I always called it Pili. Pili. I just kind of completely skipped the H. It just didn't make any sense. Like, Philia? Flylia? Like, I don't know what they were thinking with that name, because it's like, what? How do you even pronounce this? Flygon. It's a Flygon. Vegan? I don't understand vegan. Come on. It's a Flygon. My argument will be because fire. Flygon. Vegan. Get that shit out of here. Alright, now I want to make the vegan. As like a special mob we can attack. Fegon. Fegon is BR. Is that what it is? Interesting. I mean, when I first played this game, there was no Brazilian Pristontale. Everybody was on the English server. Because it was literally, there was 2 servers when I started. It was Korean Pristontale and English Pristontale. And then eventually they started making sub-servers for different locations. Which honestly, to me, the sub-servers, I know why they did it. I get it from a business standpoint. I actually hated it. Because the other part that I loved about Pristontale, which does make it different than some like more modern big-name MMOs, is that it's literally people from around the world in one server. Like, you get people from everywhere. Whereas so many modern MMOs have, like, regions. I'm sure you could play another region, but you don't. You just play the local server that has the better, you know, lag, or that has less delay and stuff, right? So, I love that about Pristontale, is that I've got to meet people from literally all over the world. In fact, I had these friends the first time I played Pristontale. They lived in the Philippines. And, they actually sent me in the mail some Pristontale time cards that they sold for Philippine PT that had an archer and a mech on them. So, like, I owned physical merchandise for Pristontale. And I kept those with me for so long. I think I kept them in my wallet for, like, 12 years or something. Eventually, they just fell apart. But I loved that. I love being able to, like, meet these people from around the world. I cannot attack this mech. There are some definite disadvantages to not doing it that way, which is, like, especially now that I'm part of, like, running a server, I can definitely understand all the, like, the big reasons why you want to do regionalized servers, especially when it comes to, like, paid items and stuff. Because when you run a global server, it can be really difficult for a lot of people. Because for here, you know, we set it to euros. But, like, the value of that can be a lot more for some people. So, it creates problems. And I don't like the system that we have, but we really don't have another option. You can't, like, offer to sell things to people in one region for cheaper than another region, because people will just manipulate that. They will go to whatever's the cheapest region, and they'll just buy there. And it's like, there's pretty much no way we could stop that. So, like, we can't do something like that. So that's why regionalized servers make sense. Because then everybody has to, like, it's just everything is balanced around that, so to speak. How am I doing on this quest, huh? Yeah, getting there. 30 to go. So the thing about PTEU development is you don't really need to know how to code. It's a nice bonus, but, like, I'd say 1/3, half of the dev team doesn't even know how to code. And that's totally fine, because, like, when it comes to, like, this season and the stuff that went into it, a good amount of the hours that went into this season didn't require any coding. It just required, like, work. And that work is balancing the monsters, balancing the skills, and all that stuff. I mean, those things alone take so many hours. So many hours. Fucking months of work to get all that. Because you think of how much... Just think about the fact that the game has 160 different skills are in the game. Like, we don't really think about that sometimes, just how, like, if you go through and you want to do a skill balance, that is a ton of work. Because we usually only ever think about a couple specific skills. You're like, just one or two in each class. Like, no. You just look at a couple, you could get yourself into some trouble. So yeah, a lot of it just comes down to, like, people having the time. And also a big thing for us is people having the time and people willing to donate their time for it. Because vast majority of us do not get paid. We just do it for the hobby. And, like, I honestly, from my own perspective, I love that I don't get paid to do this. Because if I got paid to do this, I wouldn't want to do it, because it would become a job, and I don't want it to be a job. It's a hobby. It's something I can pop in, work on whenever I want. I can leave whenever I want. I can create whatever I want. Like, here's an example of what how I kind of do things in Pristontale. The item affixes that we added this season, I built that like 6 months ago. Nobody asked me to make it. We had no plans to add it to the game. I just spent a couple weeks building it and making it because I wanted to. And I didn't know if we were ever going to use it, but I made it anyway. And then I made it. People looked at it. They liked it. They're like, yeah, let's add it to the game. And it's like, that's the kind of thing that I would not get to do if this was an actual job. I wouldn't have the freedom to just kind of do what I want to do. So yeah, I don't want to be paid for this. Already, my real job that I do evolved out of a hobby of mine also. And now I absolutely hate that hobby because it became my full-time job. Because now I'm forced to do it. And so it's 3D modeling. I used to absolutely love 3D modeling. For like, not like 3D modeling as in artistic, but more like mechanical type of 3D modeling. I used to love it. Loved it so much. I designed the desk I'm sitting at right now. I designed when I was 12 years old. Or like maybe like 13, maybe 14. I don't know, something like teens at some point. I designed this desk when I was super young. And then I built it with the help from my dad. And I've rebuilt it a couple of times since then, like 3 times. But it's basically the same desk, same design. 3D modeling in which program? I currently use Inventor at work. I also know SolidWorks. Oh god, I know so many. Basically, if it's an engineering 3D modeling program, I know it. But Inventor is the one I use the most. You used to do that for a living? Really? Interesting. It is what I do for a living. Solid Edge. I don't know Solid Edge. I take that back. I don't know all of them. I used to work with SolidWorks for a long time. Furniture design. Interesting. No, I 3D model skyscrapers is what I do. So what I do is I 3D model the glass. It's called the curtain wall. That goes on the outside of skyscrapers. And I've been doing that now for 10 years. I just had my 10-year here last month. But it was an interesting job to get too, because I technically did not go to school for what I do. I technically went to school for a drafting degree, which is the 2D side of things. And that's what got me the interview at the place I work at. But when I showed up, I brought with my portfolio that had all my 3D model designs that I'd created as a hobby. Like my desk was one of the examples. And they were like, "Oh shit, you know modeling." Like, we are looking for a modeler as well. So they hired me for that. Actually, not for what I went in for the interview for. So my entire career is based around something I have technically never been trained in officially. It's really weird because at my job, it's like 15 people in the department. Every single person there is a mechanical engineer, and then I do not have any mechanical engineer training. But I'm just doing all the same work as them, so it's an interesting how it all worked out. Which is funny because when I was younger, I was always like, "Oh yeah, I would love to work on skyscrapers, but there's no way that'll happen." And it just so happens that everything worked out that that's what I ended up getting to work on. So funny how that happened. Okay, where am I going? I think I'm gonna try to go to DS for a little bit. We'll abandon this party. Let's see if I'm gonna go to DS. I'm gonna pick up DS solo. Yeah, it's cool how it's turned out. And then so I never knew I have never been trained in how to code either. But when I started my job, I saw the potential of optimizing our work processes. And so I taught myself how to code so I could basically I taught myself how to code so I could be lazier at work. There was so many things that they had us doing that was so monotonous and like repeating the same tasks over and over and over again. And I was like, fuck this, I can have a program do this for me. So I wrote a program that did it for me. And um yeah, I basically made our whole department a lot more efficient. And I probably cost some people their jobs, but don't like to think about that. But anyway, that's how I learned how to program. Out of necessity. Oh, life has a funny way of working out, doesn't it? And then somehow I ended up on this fucking game again. The game that nearly so the whole reason I ended up going to school for a drafting degree in the first place was because my grades in high school were so bad. Because of Pristontale. I failed my first year of high school essentially. I failed every class. And my second year of high school, I failed for the first like 1/3 of the year, I failed almost every class. And it was all because of Pristontale. 100% Pristantale's fault. And so because of that, I just had a really terrible GPA. And so I couldn't go to like a proper school when I graduated. Even though I flipped it around and I ended up doing really well my last few years of high school, but it wasn't enough to overcome those first years. So yeah, I ended up doing the like a 2-year degree, a trade degree, which got me my job. And it's so funny. Everything is like interconnected. Pristontale somehow got me into the whole situation, and then after all is said and done, I ended up back in Pristontale again. Oh yeah, yeah, I just like creating is my thing. Like I taught myself how to use Photoshop. I taught myself how to use Illustrator. Um, I do a lot of graphic design stuff now, and taught myself coding and taught myself 3D modeling and stuff. I just like creating. I just love creating. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just teach myself how to use them all. And yeah, I guess it's worked out. Oh, we got a potty! Alright, we're going to HS. Please, room. No, I had no sense of direction. I did the 2-year degree just because I had to pick something. I I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, I it I think it's different in some other countries, but in the US it's like you have to make the plan for your entire life at 18. Like the fuck? I think back on it now and I'm like, I didn't know shit at 18. Like I didn't know anything. I had no idea what I was going to do. Like that's an answer I needed, or that's something I needed to figure out at like 24 or something. I mean, hell, at 24 I still didn't even know what I was doing. I still don't know what I'm doing. I mean, I will say, there's one thing I really do miss. So I went for a 2-year degree, right? And I got it. But when I graduated, it was 2009, and I got it in the architectural industry. It was right at the moment when the entire like market collapsed on architecture stuff. So I couldn't get a job after I graduated, and I ended up having to. I went back to school. Actually, I went back to school for a mechanical engineering degree. I didn't graduate. I only made it 2 years. Level diff. Go see Priestess on wall. Hello, Priestess on wall. But yeah, I went back to school for mechanical engineering, because that was, like, really the thing that I wanted to do in life. Oh, wait, I need a cue. I got through 2 years of it, and then, the calculus really kicked in, and, I was like, God, I really cannot understand this. I can handle, like, the more standard math just fine, but something about calculus just did not click with my brain. And because of that, I ended up leaving school. But I still had a degree, so it didn't matter. I was still able to get a job with that. But yeah, the recession was brutal. I didn't get a job with my degree until 4 years after I graduated. Or no. 3 years? 3 years after I graduated. No pets later, bro. Okay. I don't know why. Because of the movement? They mess up spawn. Running circles don't help. Okay, I do not like this person. Come on. We don't need to be this crazy about it, do we? With all the effort to add me to the party, so... Like, I get what they're trying to do. I do. Because I've been there. But we are a week into... We are a week into the seasonal server. There's no way you're competing with top. I'm not dealing with that. I don't have the patience for that right now. They were about to kick me. Fuck that. I'm not putting up with that. Pull the GM. No, I'm not pulling the GM card. Okay, they can do what they want. They didn't do anything wrong. They were just an asshole. Technically, you can be an asshole. This guy want a party? No, don't die, don't die, don't die. Woo. So funny. I don't think I have dealt with a person quite like that in a long time in this game. Oh, this poor knight is just getting wrecked. Let's switch over to some tanky. Like, that's the kind of behavior you see at, like grinding LOC for, like, 12 hours. Where you, like, optimize everything down to the absolute points. But you also organize that through, like, voice chat. You don't do that in DS when you're partying with randoms. You're just asking to get frustrated if you're gonna try to coordinate that much with a bunch of random players. There's a time and a place for everything here, people. Also, I'm kind of glad that that happened, because I really didn't want to be in a party with just a bunch of leechers. Even if the XP is good, because we're playing efficiently, I would still rather be in a... I'd rather be in an inefficient team of 6 than an efficient team of 3 with 3 leechers any day. I don't like letting anybody... Like, I really don't like inviting people that have a second character with them. Like, I can't do it. I hate it. I hate it so much. Play one goddamn character. Okay? I'm sorry. Oh, good God. Woo! Trying to play so tanky here. You know what? Let's bring out the golem. I grabbed boss key, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. What's funny is I've even partied with people who literally level people as a career. Like, they are professionals, literally, at doing it. And they aren't even as uptight as that guy was about following specific things. So, like, they'll make suggestions. I partied with them before, like, hey, you know, can we, you know, do this little thing? And, you know, they're nice about it and stuff. And, like, yeah, okay, cool. Sounds good. We'll try to be a little bit more that way, but, like, even they don't reach that level of, we're going to kick you in 2 seconds. Anyway. Don't need to keep dwelling on it. What's done is done. Yeah, he was raid leading a PT spawn. Oh my god, okay. Okay. I died and it was not from talking. It was just a straight up death. My health went down so fast. Holy shit. Or if this guy wants to join us. Okay, let's try that again. DS hurts, man. I mean, I am still wearing FMA and a blaze shield, so I don't know what I expected. I have absolutely zero defensive mixes. I have base health. I am literally playing as risky as possible, minus the fact that I'm now wearing my shield instead. Magical bracelets. Ooh, yeah, I could use those. I do think that I have... Yeah, I mean, I have some, like, fancy gloves, or fancy armlets with, like, some fixes, but whatever. They're, like, level 30s, so it's worth it. Alright, everybody, we're looking for a Titan bow to drop. Let's all hope for a Titan bow. Or, like, a new javelin. Because I'm still using this level 30 javelin. I'm gonna die. Woo! Oh no, no, don't do it. I'm just a poor Automech. I'm just killing I'm just killing all your friends. Don't hurt me. I did nothing to you specifically. You know what would be a fun statistic to know? And I think about this for a lot of things. How many heavy goblins have been killed in Pristontale? In the history of Pristontale? There's no way of knowing the answer to that question. But, like, I wonder. Because I don't... If, back in, like, the time period when I was playing, at least, this was the grinding map. This is where we went. Even at, like, mid 7x, we were grinding in DS. It was the best option. Because we didn't have any mana, of course. But even if you did get mana, the rare times when you did have some, doing the spawns at the top and bottom were really good, at least for my archer. Because I would use, like, perforation and just get him in a nice big line. And, oh, that was so much fun. It was so rare that you got to do stuff like that, but when you did, it was just a blast. Oh, mana in Pristontale. That was one of the other reasons I made an Automech back in the day. Because you could play an Automech without mana. You just didn't have to care at all. Ooh, King Hoppy Crystal. Those aren't very common. Ooh, a Highlander. That's also not very common. It's the highest type of drop you can get in this map. It was not Night Spec, right? Yeah, okay. Oh wait, no, it's not the highest. The reason I thought Highlander was a level 59 item. It's 55. Okay, we go back to tank mode. Did I finish my queue yet? No, I still have a long ways to go. Okay. Oh god, Flota's only just going to bed. Dude! Oh, some people stay up so late playing this game. I don't know how they do it. I did it last summer. I was staying up till like 3 a.m. my time playing every night. But I also had no job at the time. Well, I was on disability leave at the time for my job. So I had nothing but free time. And I would just sleep till like 1 in the afternoon. But like, I know so many people who are like, they have like kids and family and they're staying up till like 4 a.m. playing BT. Like, how do you do that? I'm completely alone and on my own and I can't even pull that off. Am I gonna be able to finish this before I need more life pots? I don't know. Let's pick up some of these. Oh, Faith, don't die. Don't die, Faith. Come, attack me, dudes. Save the knight. Oh god. Save the Automech. I'm not built for this. Oh god. That's just the thing. There's part of me that always feels responsible for my teammates dying when I play Automech. So I'm like, well, what if I was just playing a tankier mech? They wouldn't have died then, probably. It's all my fault. That's always what I think when I'm playing Automech and a teammate dies. Dang, he's on another queue? It's 400 queues, taking forever. Run! This is something I have definitely brought up on this stream many times in the past, but it's very relevant to what I'm doing right now, so I'll bring it up again. One thing I love about Pristontale combat is the delay that all the monsters have. The fact that they don't always attack where you are, they attack where you were, is, like, some might see it as a negative of the game, but I see it as a huge positive, because it makes the combat way more interesting, because you can do these, like, manipulations of the monsters, basically with how the kiting works, right? Where you, like, put yourself in a position, attack for a while, and then you move out of that position far enough away to be out of their attack range before they get there. And I just love that. I love that aspect of Pristontale combat. If there wasn't that, like, built-in delay that the server has, you couldn't do that. But because that exists, you can just kind of manipulate the monsters. I love that. It's so much fun. Alright, call him. You do your thing. What do I got for skill points, by the way? Okay, I got one extra. I got one I can put in Mech Weapon Mastery. No, we're not removing this. No. I think I've already talked to Chaos about this. The BC delay removal will not affect monster delay. They are going to be two separate things. We're gonna make it so that BC has no delay, because why should BC have delay? But not the monster delay. Oh, what's up? Welcome back to Vivel. I missed too much. Just me going on random rants. Me getting almost kicked out of a party because I wasn't lead enough for them, apparently. Rare Divide Road. I mean, Rovug, I will take that for my mage I'm no longer playing if you really can't find a home for it. He can use it. But, I mean... so Season 5 won't have stat requirements for armor. Oh, no, it has stat requirements for armor. They're just all shifted around. So, if we look at this mech spec full metal armor, you'll see that the strike requirement is only 76, even though it's mech spec. Mech's armor strength requirement has gone down to be more in line with Archers and Atlantas, so that Automechs can use mech spec armor. But that doesn't mean mechs have a bunch of extra points if they're playing... Oh god, I'm out of pots. If they're playing like a power mech or something. Mech weapons, like sorry, 1 second here. Like hammers and sights and stuff have way higher strength requirements than most classes to make up for the fact that their armors don't have a strength requirement. That way it only affects power mechs or mechs with those type of items and not automechs. Also, it means if you want to be a tank mech and go even more on health, you can, because you don't even have to put that much in strength anymore to use your armors. So that's the whole thing. So if you're playing another class, Toxicate, like Assassin, your strength requirements are going to be pretty much normal, as they always are. It's only Mech that got this special treatment, because Mech is such a weird, unique case in Pristontale, where you need to have items that work with 3 different builds at the same time. Mech is so complicated to design around. I 100% understand why the developers of Pristontale 2 just removed Mech from the game. Oh god, I was looking at chat. Because Mech is a giant clusterfuck of confusion. How do you make a character that is balanced, that can be a tank, like damaged base melee, and a ranged base damage, all at the exact same time, essentially? If you're not super careful with that, you make a really overpowered character, which is what Mech used to kind of be. They used to be super tanky. They used to do a ton of damage while also being super tanky. And yeah, like, they got the best of all worlds. And it was just completely unfair. For those that weren't around during the time, it used to be that the way automation used to work on this server was it used to constantly drain mana. But it also did way more attack speed and way more damage. So that's how the original automation worked here. You had to constantly be using mana pots to keep it going, which was really annoying, let me tell you. But it was more powerful. But the thing is, you could pair that with compulsion. Compulsion was a at the time, a 5-minute buff that added like 40 to 50 abs. It added like 30 abs plus a percentage thing. So depending on how high level you were, it added a ton of abs. So you became a god tank. You had a huge amount of damage. There was like no reason not to always play Automech. And it was problematic. It honestly was. They were a very heavily played class because they were just so good. So one of the things we had to adjust was like we had to make it specialized. You can't just choose the tank skill and the damage skill and be able to use them both at the same time like that. So one of the big things that kind of helped this was the addition of electric overload helps, in my opinion. Obviously people will disagree with this, but because it requires you to like constantly be activating a skill. So in that sense, you couldn't... One of the issues that Mech had for a while was that you could shift click. Like, so here's how people would do it at the time in like endgame. Automechs got used a lot for endgame hunting because how it would work is you would activate automation, you would put virtual regen and VL on the mech, and then you would shift click the boss or whatever, the high level mob you were fighting, and then you go back to your other character, and the mech would just be doing constant damage to the target you were fighting, and maybe you had to go back every now and then and use a mana pot, but like it wasn't difficult. It not difficult isn't the right word. It wasn't like combat you had to enact with a lot because automation was just constant. So that's where the idea behind electric overload came from, was shifting the damage dealing aspect of the Automech off of a skill that is constantly running into a skill where you have to activate it to force a little bit more engagement by the player. I mean, it's not the greatest thing in the world. It definitely needs, like, when we add the skill bar, we'll be able to fix an aspect of it that'll make it better and feel more natural to use. But I think it helps. It also helped Power Mech because it gave them a speed boost type of thing that they could also spec into. Where is Area? Oh, I'm at the warp gate in Rick. Yeah, I'm at the warp gate in Rick. And yes, Euse, I know that you probably didn't like it. Because you were one of... You were of that generation of mechs. Sweet. Thanks, Robok. One of the things I always like to point to with in the history of PTEU is that sometimes the best thing that you can do for the game is do the very unpopular thing. That most people will not live, that pretty much everybody will hate. But sometimes that's actually the best thing for the server in general. In the long run, it ends up being the better play to piss everybody off right away. And the one example I use for this is regen field and virtual regen. It was a thing that people really loved because, you know, it made the game super easy. But it made the game super easy. I mean, do we really want that? So yeah, at the time, it was not really very well received to remove something like that, but I think the game has only gotten better because of it. So that's kind of like the philosophy that I like to take into game design, is like, if you designed a game purely around what the popular opinion is, it would honestly be a terrible game, in my opinion. You can't just go that direction. Doesn't mean you ignore all input, but it just means if you always went that direction, you're gonna have more problems. Which I think, which on the surface sounds really counterintuitive. The thing about game design, at least from what I've learned of it, I'm not a professional game designer in any way, but just from what I've learned of it, it's such a psychological thing. It's almost more of a psychological thing than it is a like a created thing. You have to think about, like, what is a game, right? Like, what is the purpose of game? What are we trying to do with a game? The engagements we're trying to have, like, we want something that is constantly engaging our mind, that is constantly giving us some kind of feedback, feels like we're working towards this constant goal. There's all these things that we're trying to do. Our brain will instantly want to go towards something that gives more instant gratification, but the more instant gratification you have, the less you gain from the overall. The less you really enjoy what's happening. Look at, for example, playing a game where you use cheats. You have the time of your life when you're using cheats in a game for about 10 minutes. And then after you've used all the cheats, you're bored out of your freaking mind. Why? Because you've done everything. And you realize that everything that you've done in the game has way less value to it because you can just do it so easily and there's no effort involved. There's a huge psychological aspect to video games that needs to be taken into account. Which is why I say that you can't just make a game based off of what people want. Oh my god, it's a legendary! Oh. 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 What just happened? Holy shit. Okay, so if you don't really know Pristontale EU, what just happened was incredibly rare. So each season, I would say roughly... Each season, I think there's roughly about 4 legendaries that drop. In the game. So, somewhere around there. Because they are that rare to find. I have... This whole season, I've only seen 1 epic, I think, drop. The odds of what just happened there, especially at a higher level like this, or higher-ish level. I mean, I know what the odds are, and they are very low. So, that really threw me off. Holy shit. Well, that's going on my mage. I don't need it, but I'm gonna use it. Unless somebody else needs it, I guess. We don't have any mages, though. That was... What's cool about that? Ooh, Titan Bow. Ooh, yes, I will take that. I will re-roll that. What was cool about that, for me personally, is, I designed the beams that you see when the weapons drop. So, like, blues, purples, and, legendaries all have a beam, right? And legendary has the biggest beam. I designed all those, but I've never actually seen the legendary beam legitimately in game before. So that was pretty cool. And if you think those beams are heavily influenced by Diablo, you are 100% correct. When I made those, I literally had a picture of the Diablo 3 beam in front of me, and I was trying to copy aspects of it. I totally ripped it off, but it was so cool. Yeah. The beam was an important addition. Also, we didn't really hear it there, or at least I didn't hear it. When the legendaries drop, they make a noise too. I made up a sound effect for legendary drops. Is there an option to disable the beam? No, there isn't. But the beam, as with most effects in the game, is really It's not consistent, right? Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Because the game is just shit code. I finished a queue during all that, didn't I? No, I didn't. You don't know if you've seen it? It'll only appear on blues and above. The blue one is quite small. The purple one is like middle, and then the legendary one is like gigantic. You know what's even crazier is I found that on stream. I've streamed like once in 4 months, and the one stream I do, I get a legendary. That's pretty funny. I'm gonna go on a wild guess and say that's the first legendary that has ever dropped on stream for anyone. We have so few streamers anyway. Oh god, don't kill me. I'm just a helpless Automech. Now, because I still have it on me, I'm so afraid I'm gonna go NPC it by accident. I have a history on this stream of zoning out while I'm selling stuff and NPCing stuff I shouldn't. RIP that Mirage that I NPC'd once. Back when Mirages were worth even more than they are now. God, I was going on quite the rant before that thing dropped, too. Probably good that it dropped. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. Made by a trans producer. I think this song single-handedly got me hooked on this type of music. Okay, we're gonna set up a... We're gonna do something here real quick. I'm gonna set up a safety wall, what I like to call it. I'll put a little line there. That way I see it in my inventory and I'm like, wait, why is that? Oh yeah, don't sell that. During season 2, I think it was, I found this javelin on my priestess on day 1. And I think I used it as a joke for like a level or something. When we were like really low level. And I kept that javelin on my priestess the entire season. in my inventory. It was my lucky javelin. It's still on that priestess to this day. There was absolutely no reason to do it. It was literally just taking up space and costing me money. But it was my lucky javelin. And I was not getting rid of it. Supreme Armory. So, what do we got? Oh, it did not pick it up. Did it pick it up? Ah, that guy got it. Alright, whatever. Excuse me. I need to add like a off button to my stream setup. I don't have anything for that. I don't have like a way of instantly muting myself temporarily. Something I gotta work on. Oh, I wonder how much gold I'm gonna have to spend to re-roll that Titan bow. Mech spec bows are not... they're still pretty rare to get, even with the respecking. There's one aspect of the game we haven't, like, taken control over yet when it comes to itemization, and that's how the game determines spec when an item drops. So it's still pretty rare to get a mech spec bow even when you're re-rolling it. I mean, I don't think it should be as frequent as Archer, for sure. Archer should still be the most. But I think it's not enough right now. Get an Archer to respec it. It's not a bad idea. Okay, how am I on this quest? One left. Ooh, rune ring +2. Ooh, yeah, I will take that. Defense rating, attack rating. I will always take more attack rating on an Automech. Alright, so my goal by the end of the weekend on this character is I hope I can get it back up to, I hope I can get up to 7x. So basically just overtake my original character. Should definitely be doable. The problem is when you're not in the initial batch of people playing on a seasonal server, right? Is that just so much of my leveling speed is dependent on parties. It's a big reason why you just don't want to get left behind. Um, you want to keep leveling up with the main crew. Because once you get a few days behind, then it just amplifies. Ding. All right, we got 2.5 minutes till, want to sell some of this? Hold on to it. Sell it in town. But, yeah, we got 2 minutes till boss. Let's get this boss killed. We'll admire the scenery in Dark Sanctuary while we're here. Here's the screaming statue, number 1. Here is the screaming statue, number 2. There is the screaming statue, number 3. Number 4. Number 5. They really went all out with the screaming statues in this place. You know what's the one thing that I actually find sad about Pristontale in many ways? Is that because you look at the game from like a top-down view most of the time, like you're usually not looking at it this way right now, right? You don't really get to experience the maps visually. You don't get to experience much of them. Like the game design for this whole game was kind of like they designed the maps. They made really good looking maps, right? The problem is they didn't take into account how people play the maps, how people actually experience the maps. So because of that, for the most part, we as players are just staring at ground tiles. They put all this work into this scenery on the outside edges, and how often do we really ever see it? The developers did a great job of making something cool looking, but they didn't think about how we actually experience the game. And that's it's sad. Because really, I mean, this is a beautiful place. Like, I mean, I don't think beautiful is what they were going for, but like, it's a cool looking place. But you just don't get to experience it very often. Because you're just where we were there, right there. We're just staring at ground tiles. We don't look up. Alright, let's go fight the boss. I mean, I think it's a common problem in action RPG games. I think, like, the big budget ones, like Diablo and stuff, they figured out a way to still really make it seem very lively and stuff, even though you're just staring down at things. But we just don't have that here. I want to party that guy, but I just realized if I would have sent it right there, he probably would have just straight up died. Okay, go there and party. Now we should be fine. There we go. Yeah. Let's share that XP. What level is Wrath? I don't know. We renamed him today, but I can't remember what each name is equivalent to yet. We were supposed to add the level to the things as well, but we ran into an issue. So it was supposed to say like Wrath level 90. No. We fully intended to do it. We fully intended to do it. Robug. We just, you know what? I'll pass on this. He can have it. Wait, who was the other? Okay, whatever. Oh, trust me, Robug. It should have been that easy. No, trust me, Robug. That is exactly what we wanted to do. Was that right there. Nothing in this game is ever that simple. Because what happened is Chaos did it over the night while I was sleeping still. And if it would have been that simple, he would have for sure done it because he tried to do it. But he said when he tried to do it, he ran into issues and he needed me to actually code it. I was like, how the fuck do you need me to code a string change? But this is the code we live in. All right, let's get that bow rerolled, huh? Or yeah, Rova, can I get that Titan bow? Do you need me to come somewhere to get it? Okay, so this thing needs to find a home. Oh wait, what am I thinking? Oh, you didn't hear that? Do you have the Titan bow? And do I need to come get it from you somewhere? Or can you deliver it to me? I'm fine with going somewhere if you need me to. Of course, I can't get into CT, so don't ask me to go there. Come on. Trade. There we go. My mage went from a common lofty staff to a legendary lofty staff. Let's see. What is the damage improvement? Once. Oh my god. My sheet damage by switching from a common lofty staff to a legendary lofty staff, my sheet damage went up 50%. I went from a min damage of 88 to a min damage of over 120. Just from rarity. Absolutely crazy. That is just absolutely crazy how much damage that thing does. Everybody's asking me what level to enter Wrath. I don't remember which one was Wrath. Was there not a patch note about this? Chaos had to have put a patch note. Wrath is level 104. Take a look at the NP. No, Wrath is level 104. So Fury is 90 to 103. Rage is 75 to 89, and Wrath is 104 plus. Okay. Well, we're now what, 61? So just got 3 more levels to go until Chaos Bow. So I don't really need a Titan Bow because that thing's gonna be exactly what I need, but hey, getting one's still a good thing. See what we got out here. Expect gigantic. No, I'm not doing gigantic X. No. No melee weapon will touch these hands, minus my quest weapon and a couple other weapons I used when I was leveling up because I really only had that as an option. But after that, None will touch. My mech on Babble's power mech. I got myself a, what is it, a plus 13 110 hammer, uncommon, I think is what he uses. That's my power mech. This mech will not touch power. I have so many goddamn mechs. I think this mech might be my like eighth or ninth mech that I've made on PTEU that I've gotten to at least like 5x. Just last season, I think I made 4 of them. Then again, I had a very specific reason why I made 4 of them last season. What I did was I made 4 spark mechs, and I used them to farm the Christmas event. I would put them in a bunch of low-level map hell spawns, and I would just like turn on a movie, and I would just watch every single one of the screens, and just keep casting spark mech or spark shield, and picking up things that dropped, and just farming the event items. How much you? Wow, that's a mix. That's yeah. Why? Okay. I'm not gonna ask questions. Why would you do a plus 25 defense mix on a shield? I guess if you just really felt like it needed something and you didn't want to spend any real sheltums on it. Ooh, there we go. I also have a 108 rare one-handed hammer on my mech on Babel that I'm currently in the process of aging. Ooh, we got anything there? Nope. Would I No, I don't want to jav. Alright, I think I've checked some of these already. Nope, nothing there. Reroll a linked jav? Nah, it's gonna be too expensive. Not worth it. Also, I don't want to use the javelin. Oh, so Daniel, this right here, like, yes, it is old and outdated, but we will not like we're never gonna add like an auction house or anything like that. It takes all the like it takes like a little bit of joy out of it when you're just looking at spreadsheets. There's just something about browsing shops and walking through town and clicking on people that is just, it feels so good that no, we would never get rid of this. We could definitely make something like an auction house, but we're never going to do that. The other part I love too is that like, yeah, which ones you already clicked would be a cool one. Though I do kind of, I also kind of like just like you keep logging around. Yeah, so I was actually just gonna point that out, Daniel. So there's one thing about Pristontale EU, that is different than a lot of the other big private servers, is that we don't have offline shops. So it when you go on some of these other servers, you'll pop into Rick and you're like, oh my god, there's people everywhere. This is ridiculous. How many people play this game? But then you realize, oh wait a minute, they're offline shops. These are people who just logged out. Like, of course your city's gonna be completely packed. But this in Pristontale EU, every single one of these players is online right now, and to me that is it's a huge waste of energy. It's completely unnecessary, but it's also really fucking cool. So, I mean, I'm all for changing that aspect. Offline shops are a good thing. They're actually the funny part is offline shops are a bit of a meme within the development team because it's something we started to work on over 2 years ago, and it just keeps getting put on the back burner because of new ideas that we keep coming up with. So it's always just like our meme thing. It's like, yeah, we'll get to that, just like we got to offline shops. Yeah, like my problem right now, Daniel, is that I can't really do a shop. Um because uh I switched my computer to a custom liquid cooling water loop like half a year ago or something at this point. And I don't trust letting it run without me here to watch it. So I always shut off my computer when I'm not using it. I just don't trust like a pump running, and the fact that this one pump like dying could like kill all of my components. I don't trust that. So I I don't do it. I do have a laptop I could run shops on. I just haven't like set it up to do that. So that's my problem. Anyway, I'm literally just running around town now. A fan can. I mean, I got 3 fans running through the radiator, so like at least there's some redundancy there, unless the controller like. No, because how are those things plugged in? Oh yeah, they are all plugged into one controller. So unless the controller dies. But even then, I would feel less like, even if the fans died, at least you'd still have the liquid running through the radiator, so you'd get some radiant heat coming out at least a little bit. Probably not enough. Um, but if the pump dies, it's just not good. Isn't it control for? I mean, the fans are the one. The fans that are on my radiator are the thing that's really controlling the temperature. It's not the water cooling itself. The water's just transferring the heat, right? So, if it gets too hot, it turns itself off. I mean, I guess the problem is it's like, sure. I mean, in theory, it should do that, but like, if the graphics card gets too hot, I don't think the whole computer's shutting itself off because the graphics card got too hot, and my graphics card is also wired through the water cooling loop. So, um, yeah, and graphics cards, as we know, are basically worth their weight in gold at this point in time. It's getting better, but they're still worth pretty much gold. So the last thing I want to do is lose my GPU. That's actually so. It's funny. I never intended to doing a custom water cooling loop on my computer, but my the cooler that was built in to my graphics card, I have a 2080 Super. It died. The cooler died on it, and so it came down to, and it was a very like unique setup, and it was actually the cheapest option for a new cooling system for it was to build a custom water loop. That was the cheapest option because buying a new GPU was like $1,000 if not more. Um, that or I'd have to come up with like some makeshift cooling system or like salvage one off an old GPU. I don't know. It was gonna be a pain in the ass. So in the end, I was like, well, custom water loop instead because it's something I always wanted to try to make, and it looks cool and it's cool. But yeah. Anyway, now I'm just kind of rambling here as I stand in Rick. Um, yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end the stream. This was a solid 3.5 hour stream. We found a fucking legendary. I went on all the rants that I've apparently been holding in for 4 months. But yeah, thanks for everybody. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, I'm gonna go not play Pristontale for a little bit. I'm gonna try to stream tomorrow. So I'll post on the Discord as always. If I'm popping on. But I am aiming for it. So anyway, thanks for coming by, everybody. Have yourself a good evening. I am going to raid the the 24/7 stream because why not? You guys can head over there if you want. So, have a good rest of your evening, everybody.